We're driving a 2021 Toyota Sienna. Coming up, I'm gonna tell you a bunch of stuff about the car, but also I'm gonna tell you a shocking secret about my daughter. But first, information explosion. As we get started, let me quickly say that my great sponsor, Flying Eyes, now has their new aviators. They're called Kestrels. These are what I wear when I'm flying the helicopter. They're so comfortable. In fact, they're almost suspiciously lightweight. Like they seem like it shouldn't weigh this little, but it's really, really nice for all-day comfort, and it's really, really bendy. I'm coming to a complete stop while I show you that you can like bend it like this. Optical clarity is fantastic. If you'd like to support the channel, go check out the link below. If you use my promo code Micah, you can save 10% off Flying Eyes. That's enough talking about sunglasses. I will now casually remove them as I say, interior. All right, hot stuff. First impressions. What do you think about the interior of the Toyota Sienna?
I'm of two minds.
Oh boy.
The first, everything is laid out in a really user-friendly way. Like, I love the huge bin under here to put a bag. I love the huge bin here. There's extra secret drink holders, even though they're tiny and you can only put a can of Coke in there.
For all your secret drinks.
But also, everything feels so cheap.
Ooh. Yeah, when you touch this stuff, they've tried to stylize it. So they've made this look like digital wood? Is that what
That's
this is?
exactly what I was going to describe it as. You put it
Digital
into
wood.
a video game, you chop down a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Digital wood, it's not what it sounds like.
Wow.
Hey!
We have different opinions about what this looks like.
But look, the iguana knows what it looks like. Now, I do have to warn you, this is a pre-production model, so there may be some fit issues that aren't quite right, but the materials should be production ready, and some of them feel kind of cheap. But they are arranged in a very practical way. Let's talk about family friendliness, because really that's why you're here, isn't it? One thing I noticed is that when you slide the second row seat to get to the third row, there's a very large opening, so it's very easy to get through. But when you put the second row seat back into its position, like you try and push it back, it goes to a position no human being would ever sit. So, and then to get it slide it back into a normal position, you have to use two hands. If you're getting kids in and out, that's really annoying. If you go back to the third row, I do still fit. I would say that it's not necessarily the roomiest third row I've sat in, but I can certainly do it. So I would say it is adult worthy, assuming I am the adult you're talking about. What about child friendliness? Any issues getting our daughter aboard?
Not at all. She got in very easily.
Yeah, and there are multiple latch points in the second and third rows, and they just sort of pop right in. No fuss, no muss. I don't know what that means. By the way, when you refer to this section is called the bridge console in Toyota speak. Normally in a minivan, this is just a big open space, but they made this sort of bridge right here, so you still have space below, but then you've got all the cup holders above. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Would you rather have this bridge here, or would you rather just have a big open space? Tell us in the comments. As for cargo space, if you noticed in the back, it's a very deep well of cargo space behind the third row.
It's perfect for having your child sit in there and color.
It's an adorable space for adorable cargo. That's exactly right, like you. So the third row, when you want to put down the third row seats, I can do that with just one hand. You just grab the thing, and just flip it on down, and then just plop on down. Really easy.
I needed to. One thing I really liked is that they had little numbers on all of the steps that you had to take.
Yes, if you can count to 2.
Or 3 in the case of the middle row.
That's right, you can achieve some level of functionality.
I'm always very confused by how to put those things down, so I really appreciated it. They make it very obvious if you're not technically inclined.
Totally. So third row drops very, very easily. It's relatively flat. Second row can't be removed. And not that removing the second row in a Honda Odyssey is easy, but it's nice to know you could if you needed to. In the Sienna, you can slide them up to the back of the front row, but that's it. And especially when you compare that functionality to, let's say, the Chrysler Pacifica, where the second row drops into the floor, all brilliant-like, that seems like a little bit of a downer if you're going to use your minivan for cargo purposes. Speaking of the second row, the Sienna does something very interesting. Sienna makes it very easy to remove the middle seats in the second second row. The outboards can't be removed, but the middle can. But what do you do with it? You just leave it in a garage? No! They made a little nook in the back where you can just slot the second row seat, in the middle seat in there, so you always have it. So if you go to pick up your kids during non-corona times and a random child needs a ride home, you can take that random child.
That's very handy.
Rear window test.
Too bad.
Look at that beautiful geese.
Armrest test. I'm coming to a stop. A perfect opportunity to rest my, oh, your thing fell off. Well, that's okay. Inboard. So these are these fixed armrests on this console bridge thing. And that's pretty soft. Almost even height. That's a long perch, so you can put your arm in a lot of different places. I'm going to give that 2 elbows up.
Whoa.
I'm going to flex while I do it. Ugh.
I'm going to agree with the flexing, but disagree with the 2 elbows up.
Whoa, go on.
I don't like having an armrest while I drive, and in this vehicle they are not removable for the first row, but they are weirdly removable for the second row.
Oh, like you can flip them up and stuff?
Yeah.
If you hate armrest and arm comfort, then you will hate the Sienna. Luckily, that only affects one person. Hey, have you subscribed to Micah Drive/Flies/Rides? If you haven't, please do subscribe to our channel. At 100,000 subs, I'm going to review a windowless white van. Style! I want to hear what you think about the style of the Toyota Sienna, but I'm just going to start things off by saying it feels like it might be overcompensating.
Oh, that's interesting, because I was going to say that it's so stylish for a minivan. It's trying really hard, and I like it.
It could go either way, and that's the nature of style. No, you're trying too hard. You're trying really hard. It's a box like a minivan, but that box is wearing some fancy style. It's got that big old grill up front, and it's got that kind of muscular rear fender treatment like is on the Toyota Highlander. What do you think? Do you like it?
I do. I really love the taillights in particular. They're so swoopy.
Yeah, it almost looks like they're wearing like eye makeup or something like that.
It does.
Do you like the style? Tell us in the comment section. If you'd like to see what I'm driving or flying between YouTube videos, you can follow me over on Instagram and give Evie a follow if you'd like to see what our family is up to in motion. Sweetie, you know that Micah magic where things just kind of work out?
Mm-hmm. It's great.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about was ride comfort. I am now on the bumpiest road in all of Long Beach. What a great opportunity to talk about ride comfort. These are big bumps. I wish you could see them in person. And we're gracefully floating over them. But oh, here's the biggest one here. Oh, this is a big one. Wow! I even closed my eyes because I thought it was going to be like a really big hit, and it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that was great.
So ride quality is great. The powertrain is really interesting. You cannot buy a Sienna now that is not a hybrid. Positive is that as I tip into the accelerator there, you get that instantaneous electric torque. The downside is that it's got a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and that engine kind of needs to work hard for its money. So hard for its money. No, it has to work hard to get the thing moving. So if you want to get up to speed, let's say you're merging on the freeway, you hear this, and it feels like it's putting a lot more effort in than, let's say, the V6 that's in the Honda Odyssey. All that said, there's plenty of power to work with, and the fuel economy is fantastic. By contrast, the brakes have this hybrid brake feel where it's blending regenerative brakes for the hybrid system and friction brakes like you normally have on most cars, and it does that poorly. So when I try to come to a stop, if you're trying to modulate too, it's like, oh, I need to brake a little more. It's really hard to do that because the pedal feels completely unnatural. We almost got on a tie right there. Use the graphic. Use the graphic.
I'll help put you over the finish line. Even I noticed it.
And with that, I think we should have Evie drive. And we've magically transported ourselves using the power of Micah magic to a parking lot, which is a perfect opportunity to see how parkable this thing is.
Oh.
Lady, back that thing up.
Can I have some music?
Girl, you backed it up. So you see that spot between on the left side there? That's your spot.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to embarrass myself on the internet again.
Well, there's worse ways to embarrass yourself on the internet,
That's
lady.
true. Everybody judge, especially you.
So here's a pro tip. Stick to the right a little bit.
Still?
Yeah.
Even?
That gets the butt kind of centered, and then you can turn it over at the end.
Okay.
The butt, that's right.
Were we doing this demo so you could show everyone how easily it was parkable?
I mean, that was kind of the idea.
Like, I didn't go far enough and then it was weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes in life and sometimes in love, it's all about the angles.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of parkability, how is steering effort and how is visibility?
Visibility seems good. Steering effort feels great. Really light.
Well, we parked, we learned, we laughed, we loved.
We lost.
What did we lose?
Dignity.
Good driving, sweetie.
Thank you.
In total, I think the Toyota Sienna, from a dynamic standpoint, is mostly a success. Emotion factor. I think the emotion factor of the Toyota Sienna is in that category of if you want to have emotion, you better bring it with you. Luckily, there's enough space to do so.
It gets out of the way and lets you do what you need to do for your life, which involves many people and probably many schedules.
Yeah, I don't know if not being a pain in the ass is necessarily an emotion, but...
It's what I think fondly of.
I think that makes it an emotion, okay. If you're feeling emotionally moved to buy a Toyota Sienna of your own, check the Kelley Blue Book listing link in the description below. Remarks! At the beginning of the video, I teased that I was going to tell you a shocking revelation about my daughter. Here it is. Hey, sweetie, do you like how this car smells? My daughter hates new car smell.
Poor thing.
I know, she really hates it. How are you, my daughter? It's a shocking revelation, but I love my daughter nonetheless. On to real remarks, you can get the Toyota Sienna with all-wheel drive. And they do it in a cool way too, kind of like the RAV4 hybrid. They add an electric motor in the back. That all-wheel drive thing is something that Honda does not offer. You can get an all-wheel drive Chrysler Pacifica. You can also tow up to 3,500 pounds with a Toyota Sienna, raising the question of whether or not you actually need an SUV. Realistically, people buy SUVs because they look cool rather than offering more functionality than minivans. But a lot of what you do with an SUV, you could do with a minivan.
And this one's trying really hard, you guys.
Oh my gosh, so
hard.
Can we take a quick moment just to talk about the grab handles for the second row? They are the biggest grab handles I've ever seen in a vehicle, and they go super, super low, which seems like overkill until you have a child that's super, super tiny, and they can pull themselves aboard. And as parents, we know children love to be independent. So I think that's a really great feature.
I don't like to be independent.
You don't like to be independent?
Only on that game where you're a goose and you walk around.
You like to be independent when you're a goose?
Yeah?
That's the kind of esoteric comment you can only get from a Micah Drives. Good job, family. It's called Untitled Goose Game, and you can find it on the Nintendo Switch and other platforms. Another great feature if you're a frazzled mother or father are the kick-powered rear hatch and the kick-activated side doors. They're really, really cool. Did you have a chance to use them?
No.
No, the B-roll disagrees. Which shows you which sequence we shoot this stuff. Unlike most kick-activated, foot-activated doors and hatches and stuff, these work really well.
Ooh.
First time, every time, super easy. One of my pet peeves is when you have safety features that come standard on a Corolla, but you have to pay extra on a much more expensive car. Everything is standard on the Sienna. So lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, and full speed dynamic cruise control all come standard. Did you have a chance to use the infotainment system, the standard 9-inch screen? Any thoughts?
I found it fairly intuitive to use. I love the combination of buttons and a touch screen. I like that it has an actual knob.
Actual knobs. Yeah, all the fundamentals are there. It works just fine. And another cool thing is the fact that they include 7 USB ports standard.
Yeah, if you're getting footage of the vehicle and you did not charge your devices appropriately, you can charge everything.
So many places you can charge GoPros. Yeah. 2 more family-related notes. There's a seatbelt indicator here for the second and third rows, and it shows you which ones are latched and which ones are not. And then there's also a rear seat reminder. It doesn't detect what's back there, but it knows which doors have been opened and not, and then it'll give you an indication as to whether or not it thinks something is back there. Again, frazzled parents. Finally, I think in terms of interior functionality, I'm more a fan of the Chrysler Pacifica or Honda Odyssey. On the other hand, the Toyota Sienna has that hybrid powertrain standard, which is great, and Toyota resale values. So I guess it just sort of depends on your priorities and your specific need. That's all I got. You want to say anything else?
I think you summed it up nicely.
Oh, the summation's coming shortly. Synopsis! In thinking about the synopsis for the Toyota Sienna, I'm reminded of the gold iPhone I bought. It is trying really, really hard, but in the end it does a pretty darn good job. Good job, gold iPhone. Good job, Toyota Sienna. If you like this video, feel free to like the video with the thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. At 100,000 subs, I'm going to review a windowless white van. You can follow us over on Instagram. You can support me on Patreon and get access to early videos and other nice perks. I'm over on TikTok too, but I don't do much stuff there. Not yet. I'm still working on the choreography. Hey guys, I think that was a pretty good review. Good job. Sweetie, can I have a high five?
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
And you too. Come get your high five. Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
You're good. What are you doing?
I'd like to have a tea party.
Oh, well, that sounds delightful. Okay. See you real soon.